What's going on, guys? Nick up here at Maple Motors in Hendersonville, Tennessee, and today we got a 1971 Monte Carlo. This one's got the 400 under the hood. We're gonna be taking it down the road, pointing out any kind of flaws, that way you know what you're getting. Looks like the AC compressor is there and pretty well hooked up. Power steering, power brakes. I like checking these cars out, pointing out the flaws, that way you know what you're getting before you get here. Go to maplemotors.com, that's our main website. And every Monday we update with new inventory, but I do have 100 detailed pictures of every car on the lot, financing and shipping options available for you. And of course, there's like 3,000 videos on here, test drives of the stuff that we've had the last few years. And we get about 60 cars a month, so stick around, lots of inventory here. I want you to sit back, relax, because it's about that time. Let's go for a ride. Before we take off, I like to look around the interior and check everything out. Place your bets. Do you think the horn works? Of course, this is the first time that I've actually gotten this car and started looking around, checking some of this stuff out. And we do that in real time. Of course, there's 6 or 7 of us here, so they're able to go over the car and just check everything out. We don't fix everything. All we do is make sure they run and drive good and then tell you all the flaws. Cars are sold as is. And that's why I'm here showing you the video. So place your bets if you think the horn works. I'll show you the mileage here. Hard to stand behind mileage in a 1971 model, but that's what it says on the dash. Get her started up there. Hit the wipers. Wipers work. Radio. Radio's working. AC compressor just kicked on. Lower motor is on. The switch is not working in all positions. It only works. Low works. And the one right before high works. I don't think anything else is cutting on. We'll see if the AC actually starts blowing cold. Right now, gotta put it on cold. I felt it change in temperature, but I don't know exactly where it's coming out. Right here. We'll let that sit for a second, just make sure. Turn signals? Not popping up on the dash, but I hear it. Neither side, both bulbs are out on the dash there. And it looks like our armrest has been patched up a little bit. Got a few things of tape on it. Horn, did you place your bets? Because it works. Let's hit the road, see how she runs and drives. Before we take off, trying to adjust everything. This needs to be tightened up. Let's see. Get her about right there. Tighten her up and adjust it the rest of the way out. There we go. Pretty simple stuff. Of course, if I see it, I like to do it if I got the tools, but seat belt, and we got one in this one. Perfect fit. We're going to stop and get fuel. A lot of these shipping trucks can't ship these cars with over a quarter tank in them, so they'll get them below a quarter tank, and we end up having cars with no gas. Can we fit? This is real tight here. Yes, we can. AC is working, it's cold. We'll cut it off. Speedo's coming up on the dash. It's going straight as an arrow down the road, not pulling left or right. The steering's tight. Brakes. Yeah, brakes are pretty good. Decent, they feel good. Out smooth. Just punching it. I don't think it's shifting down. Give her another chance here. Manually shifting down. Pretty smooth. Bump on the bridge. straight as an arrow, nice tight steering, brakes feel good, shifting out smooth. Only thing I notice is it's not kicking down. Of course, like I said, you could shift down and get that gear with the floor shifter here, just like so. Kicks the tires over pretty good. Okay, let's get turned around, go over to the pump that we're usually going to. So yeah, I'm gonna put $25 premium gas in this car. We do that with every car that we get. The little button's getting stuck. I see why, because it's coming down to the bottom portion. You got to get it centered up. So the little button there is getting stuck on the shifter knob. All right, I'll be right back, guys. Let's get some fuel. This car has caught a lot of eyes up here at the gas station, that's for sure. Been here longer than I expected, but I did get $25 worth of fuel in there. So we'll check that gauge out. It was on E before we got here. Okay, let's go ahead and check that out here. So, there it is. Turn the key. The gas gauge is working, good deal. We got just about half a tank there. Let's take off. So far so good. She runs great, nice and smooth, staying cool. Let's roll out of here. Quiet going down the road. On the brakes again. kind of stop and go right now. Guys are getting ready to be back at the line. We're going to be picking out the flaws, looking at chips, scratches, rust, whatever I can find. So stick around for that. Look at the detailed pictures we provide at maplemotors.com. We'll get you hooked up. So we're right next to the lot down here at Brian's Motorsports. He can hook you up in any of your customization needs. If you wanted the interior redone on this one, he can do it. He can do stereo system, wheels, tires, parts, accessories. Ain't that right? I appreciate it.
My mama bought one like it brand new.
Oh, really?
72.
Well, 1 year off, 71. Real similar though, right? I had to tell him about what Brian does.
She sold it and bought a 73. That ugly old big donkey ass thing.
That's funny. I'll see you here in a little bit. That's his father. So that's Brian's dad. But check it out, Brian's Motorsports. He's got all kinds of stuff sitting down here. Day by day, he's got different inventory. Look at that dually. That thing looks insane. Whole crew of trucks right here. It's looking pretty good. And I'm sure he put the lift and wheels and tires and everything on all of these. So check them out, Brian's Motorsports. Look them up on Facebook, Instagram, and here on YouTube. They've got their own website, and he does a lot of big car shows. So if you got an idea and want to do something crazy with your ride, or you just want to redo the interior or get some wheels, he's your guy. I gotta get some for my Camaro. There's a lot of little businesses through here too. You can get the barber shop, get your hair cut while you're waiting. Look at that old truck. Old Chevy step side. All right, pulling back up to the lot here. Stick around, I'll be right back. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with picking out the flaws. We're gonna be walking around this car looking for chips, scratches, and rust, anything I can find. That way you know exactly what you get. This one does have a lot of chips. With that being said, I'm gonna be looking mainly for dents and rust. As you can see, there's chips all over this old paint job. It's got cracking. So I'm not gonna say, here's one, it'll go on forever. I feel like you would be annoyed. So I'm just gonna say, look at this section of chips, you know, and then I'm gonna be looking for dents and rust. Let's go ahead and get started here. I'm gonna make sure. Oh, I just cut her off, but I didn't turn the headlights off. I do that a lot. All right, let's get started here. Coming up on the front bumper. Front bumper on this one has pitting. You can see it up close, light little scratches here and there. Hasn't been changed out. Around the headlight bezel, same thing, pitting and chips. You see what I mean by the chips? A lot of them. Also Bunch of them over here on this side as well. Light cracking in your marker lights on both sides. Okay, coming down this portion of the car, lower portion first. There's chips that kind of spread out all the way around on this one. Tires on this one is in great shape. Up and over the fender, you can see thin paint there. We know that the paint job is weak. Oh man, what did I hit? A big mud puddle? Golly, I gotta quit doing that. There's a little spot there, some chips. You got a flat spot on the door here, you can hear it. There's chips in the middle of the door, light scratches up top. Scratch up here as well. Coming on down. Chips around the back here. There's a ding here with this one. Chips. They're scattered all over. A little rust. A couple bubbles popping up there. In the back here you have some dings. Spider webbing of the paint, like cracks. Chips up top here. The vinyl top there is weak. Look at that. Flat spot here, little rust there. It's just surface rust. You can see the cracking around the weather stripping on the window there. Mirrors seem to be new. Chips. Flat spot in the paint. Chips up top here. Looking over your front windshield, it is nice and clean. I don't see any chips or scratches. Wipers have been well maintained, I assume. Little cracks in your pillars, where the paint's just older. Somebody siliconed this. Feels like a little bubble there. But it's not. That was pretty much it on the bubbles. I think they've kept this pretty dry underneath. It's just older. It might need a vinyl top, as you can see. Back window, pretty good. Trim's okay. Coming around on the back here. Back bumper on this one. A little better than the front. Still has pitting. Not perfect. Put our tag back on. It's magnet. Down in your jams, you do have some rust around here where it holds onto your weather stripping. Very hard. Weather stripping needs to be replaced. Cracks there. Couple chips. Trunk has some holes, you can see them. Some bubbles up under there where it's been painted on. Trying to preserve it as much as they could, I assume. You can see some over here as well. And there. Up in your package tray. Trunk lid. A little surface rust there in the corners. Down the edges there. Back around this side. Little spot there. Little spot there. Coming on down with the trunk lid here. Shuts well. Cracking in your paint, chips all over the place, as you can see. You know what I think that was? A lot of these, I see it too. A little bit of chemical peel, like just slight little bubbles all over the paint job where they've went and did the paint job with bad prep, which causes it to just chip all over. And I see it too many times throughout the years. That's what'll happen. It starts chipping. Down this side, lower portion first. You can see lots of chips. Little ding there. Also a ding here. Chips. It's like a couple bubbles popping up in the corner of the door there. Chips along the edge. Fitting on your door handle. Down the lower portion, weather stripping's kind of hanging out here. We know the weather stripping needs to be replaced. Looks like a little Bondo in the corner of the door here. Also some bubbles and chips up here in the front. This car could use a repaint for sure with all the chips on it. And I tell you what, people are pulling up left and right talking about how clean it looks. I guess they didn't get real close like I am. That's with every car. You can nitpick them as well and stand 20 foot back. The old saying, what's a 10 footer? This paint job is. Cracks. Cracks. They painted the trim and it's coming off. I just take all of it off too. I like the chrome. Around the roof line here. Same thing's happening on this side on the vinyl top where it's coming up. Little spot up here in the middle of it too. What is that? There's a bubble right in the middle. Also right here. You don't see that very often. It's just an older top, so. Okay, let's go ahead and check out this interior. Door panel on this one's weak on the bottom. Also the handle. Everything else could stay. It looks pretty exceptional. Weather stripping on the door is actually pretty soft. You can see where they painted these corners. And the weather stripping's hanging down right there. Carpet in this one looks good. The seats, they look all right. A little wavy in some of the corners, a little faded here and there. You got a hole back here. That's one heck of a cigarette burn. Maybe it was a cigar that flew back here. Package tray's in good shape. Headliner looks great in this one. You definitely tell they've replaced it. Not bad at all. And end up taking my jacket off there. A little bit of exposed fabric here at the bottom, and on the edge there it's got a couple holes on that passenger seat. Of course, coming across the dash here, the buzzer. Without giving it gas, oh, okay, it started without giving it gas. Would have started a lot better if I'd have just pumped her one time while I was cranking it. Tilt column works. Old clock's not working. Okay. Motor's nice and quiet in this one. Paint chipping up here, but it looks solid. Coming down with this hood. It actually comes down pretty easy. As you can see, the hood has got a lot of chips and faded spots pretty much all over it, just like the rest of the car. But I don't see any major dents or rust. Guys, I do appreciate you watching. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe, share, hit like, and I'll keep these videos coming your way. With that being said, I post cars every week, 10 cars a week. We have financing, we have shipping available. Just go to maplemotors.com, look at those detailed pictures, and check out all the new rides that we post every Monday. Don't forget to hit subscribe. That helps me out more than anything. Also hit like, and I thank you for that. I'll see you later. Have a good one, guys.